Stephen Molloy from Corinthians Boxing Club, where Kellie Harrington cut her teeth as a boxer, is with us this morning. Stephen, good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning, good.
What's it actually been like in your boxing club over the last couple of weeks and over the last couple of months indeed? How have the level of expectation gone, and then actually for her to achieve what she has done, it's fairly phenomenal. So what's that roller coaster been like for you guys?
It's been spectacular over the last couple of weeks. As I said, a couple of months, the build up to the Olympics. It's been a long time coming. Just all the young girls in the club, like, they've just been excited every time she's been fighting the 4 fights. And the other girls, when they were fighting, they all stayed up late and early in the morning when they come back into training and they're chatting about it. And you can see the buzz in the club that they'd love to be there themselves one day.
That has kind of, Kellie has obviously been part of the 20 by 20 campaign. Somebody pointed out that there was a huge poster in Dublin 1, Show Your Stripes, where Kellie was part of that. So she's been a very visible presence around the Dublin 1 area specifically, as well as nationally over the last while as a role model. How important is it for those kids in your club, the young boys and the girls, to actually see somebody make it all the way?
Oh, it's absolutely, it's critical. It's brilliant it is, because she's on all the posters around Dublin's north inner city. Before the Olympics, she's been on pictures on the wall. She's been on pictures saying that this area is where she took her first boxing lesson. And that's been brilliant for young kids walking around the streets and seeing that. And then asking questions, who's that girl on the poster? What's she talking about? And we're trying to explain to them that she came to the boxing club and when she was 15 or 16, and she came in and this is at the moment now, this is what she's after doing, and she's after getting an Olympic gold medal. And for the young kids that want to be like her, it's unbelievable, because the last couple of weeks the phone hasn't stopped. Young girls, parents ringing to ask, how do we get the girls into boxing? How do we join the club? And it's just been a roller coaster for the last couple of weeks, people looking to join the club.
And are you guys going to be able to deal with that influx? Do you have enough coaches? Do you have enough facilities? Because there was definitely a story that the toilet facilities aren't what they need to be.
Oh, there's no doubt that we have enough coaches and volunteers. That's been fantastic over the years with Corinthians boxing clubs. It's been known that the coaches and the volunteers are there. We are there to work with the kids. We have the people there to come in and spend their time with the kids. They're doing 12-hour shifts, but they're still coming in and they want to see the kids work hard. But at the moment now, we've only one toilet in the club, and it's mostly for boys. So over the next couple of weeks or couple of months, there's a couple of local TDs and local senators going to try and sort something out to get girls' changing rooms and girls' toilets, because at the minute now it's just a bit hectic. We have got about 10 to 15 girls in the club at the minute, but having them to queue up, and for the coaches trying to coach the kids, having to go in and clean the toilets every 5-10 minutes after the boys so the girls can go in, it's not the right preparation for girls to be coming. We have one particular girl that plays for Shelbourne Football Club, and she's in the boxing as well. But surely to God, when she goes up to Shelbourne and she has all these brilliant facilities at Shelbourne, and then she comes down and train then the evening time down to Corinthians, and she has to queue up and wait for the toilets to be cleaned for her to go into the toilets, that's no way to go. And hopefully that doesn't drive that young girl away from the club, because she's a serious talent.
It's a fairly shocking indictment of the politicians in the area that it needs Kellie's gold medal for them to get interested in this, Stephen. You're right. It is completely unfair that a boxing club in the North Inner City doesn't have the same facilities as everywhere else. And we always go back to the 150 grand for the hockey pitch that the former Minister for Sport managed to sort out, but he couldn't sort out toilets in a boxing club. It's fairly ridiculous. And I wonder, I know this is a big opportunity for you guys to get these facilities, and it's really important that happens, but there must have been a little bit of anger that you haven't had this before.
Oh, definitely, most definitely. At Corinthians Boxing Club, it's known for taking in young kids off the streets and giving them the opportunity of learning about sports. Not learning to be the best boxer in the world and to go and win a gold medal. It's about coming in, enjoying the environment, having the fun, making new friends. And over the last couple of months, it's been really hard, because we've been getting so many inundated calls with people to join the club that we not had to turn them away. We had to just sort of put them on hold, because we don't want to be bringing young kids into the club where we've only one toilet and only showers for boys and men. That's no way to go. And I'm sure that the parents wouldn't like their kids coming into that environment. And it's this hopefully is going to push it on now that we can get toilets for girls and showers for girls. And I've no doubt that we have some superstars in our club at the moment. Like we have Yasmin, Nicole, Tatiana, Eve. Like we've some serious talented girls in the club that will achieve their goals and will go on to bigger things. But we don't have the facilities for them. We don't want the state-of-the-art building. We don't want fancy dressing rooms. All we want is a toilet for girls. Like that's purely to God, that's not a big thing, is it? Like in this day and age.
Pretty basic. And have you found roadblocks in the past, Stephen, when it comes to trying to source funding?
No, we've been on to TDs and we've been on to senators and we've been on to all sorts of people, and they put us on the long finger. And hopefully now that with the shining light of Kellie winning the gold medal and where Kellie first took her boxing lessons in Corinthians Boxing Club, that this will push her on and we will be able to get the right facilities. As I says, we're not looking for the best facilities in the world. We're looking for a toilet for girls and a shower for girls. Like, come on, like that's not much, is it?
No, it really isn't. What's the crack with the premises itself at the moment? Where exactly is Corinthians Boxing Club, and how much room do you have? Like, do you have an area where you're going to be able to put in another toilet and a changing room?
Listen, we are on Buckingham Street. We're a stone throw away from Kellie's house. Would be literally 40 seconds walk from Kellie's house. The boxing club is. We have what we need. We have a boxing club, boxing bags, gym equipment. Listen, you don't have to have the world's best things. It's hard work and dedication that does it. We may have a bit of room to get a girls' toilet in and girls' showers in, and that's all that we need. And once the girls are willing to come down and put hard work in, that's all we need. And it's really critical that we get the toilet and the showers for the female boxers. And when we do get that, and if we do, we can take more girls in from the north inner city and show them what Kellie's success is all about and where she first started. No doubt that they already know over the last couple of weeks.
Have you noticed it's particularly girls who have the more recent interest in boxing, Stephen? Like, can you paint a picture here that there's, I guess, since boxing for women has been at the Olympic Games, that it's actually had a real influence on those people who actually want to pick up the sport?
Oh, no doubt. I have an 11-year-old and she's been in and out of boxing over the last 3 years in Corinthians, and she'd come for 2 weeks and she'd drop off. She'd come for another 2 weeks and drop off and go off and do other stuff. But over the last couple of months, since Kellie has been in the Olympics and in the public eye, she's really wanted to come down now. She's back. Can we go down? Can we do this? Can we do that? You can see that Kellie's pushing these young girls on, where several months ago she was, I may go this week and I may not go this week. But over the last couple of months, she wants to be down the club. She wants to be there, and she's looking at the news and she's looking at the media coverage of Kellie getting all the press and getting all the medals now, as you says, and hopefully all the good things that comes with it.
There are a lot of obvious reasons why Kellie Harrington is an incredible role model, but from your experience, why do you think she is such a positive influence on your daughter, for example?
Well, for instance, 18 months ago when the coronavirus started, she done a Zoom call class for any young kids in the north inner city on the phone, and one day it was lashing out of the heavens. It was torrential rain, and in my kitchen on I think it was a Tuesday morning, Kellie was doing a Zoom class, box class for young girls, for anybody that wanted to do it, just to keep fit, just to keep the mind and mental health all up, spirits up, as Kellie does. She's very good at doing all that. And I had 5 or 6 young girls in my kitchen doing the Zoom call with Kellie, doing the Zoom class, the box class. And like that goes to show you that the girls, they want to try and they want to do it, and it shows you the true colours of Kellie as well, is taking the time out and doing that with the young kids.
She was doing the same, I think, when she talked to us. She was doing the same for the older people in the area as well. She was getting them out and getting them active, and I know herself and Michael Darragh have been doing stuff to make sure. So it's actually all ends of the community, while at the same time she's working locally and training to go and win a gold medal and bring it back. And I don't know, I was telling Owen earlier on, we drove around a couple of times past the house yesterday and tooted the horn, and my kids are definitely inspired, and they went to bed dreaming about being Kellie Harrington last night. And then the whole area has never looked better. Like, you know, that sense of community spirit that's there. Like, is that something, Stephen, that you feel you can capitalise on and just remind everybody about the good people that are there and what's next and what needs to happen in the area to help it progress?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Down at Corinthians Boxing Club, and I'm sure every other boxing club in the North End City and around Dublin and around the whole of Ireland, we have the staff, we have the volunteers that want to be there, that want to see kids do really well. We have the people there on the ground. We have the staff there. It's just getting the right facilities for them. And as I says, it's not world-class facilities we want the proper facilities we want. If we get them, we can take in up to 30 young girls, and hopefully one day one of them girls can do what Kelly done. And just around the area, I was talking to Kelly's father, yesterday, and he was saying, you don't have to be the most talented person in the world. It's just hard work and the right equipment to work with. And this can happen. Like, Kelly's not the most talented person. From when she was born, we knew straight away that she was going to be gold medalist. It was hard work and dedication and the right tools to work with. We almost have all that, except the toilets and the showers. And if we get that, I've no doubt that we have the kids, the girls, the young girls, the 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds that will come into the club and make this North Inner City what it's had to be like over the last couple of weeks and couple of months, because there's no doubt that the talent is there. I see it every day in the club. I'm there 3 nights a week, and I can see there from 8-year-olds right up to 18-year-olds. No, not males, all loads of females. That's very good, that can hold their own with boys in the ring. And I think it's very exciting times for the North Inner City with boxing clubs and with Corinthians, because we know that when we get up and running, we're going to have serious talent come through the door. Not all on behalf of Kelly, but the coaches as well that put in the time.
And look, it's not really all about elite either, and it's not about medals. It's about getting participation and getting people a lifelong love of sport, and we see the benefits of that on all sorts of levels. But just to put this in context, how much money do you think it would actually cost to put toilets and showers in? Are we talking 25 grand, 30 grand, 50 grand max?
Listen, you're talking buttons in the like. If we were to take 2 kids in from the North Inner City and they were to stay in our club, or if they were to go to jail, like, weigh it up there, weigh the money up. Like, if girls were to go down the wrong road and have to go up to Mountjoy prison, or we have them in the club 3 nights a week, how much is it costing to keep people in prison? How much is it costing for us to keep them in the boxing club? Have a think about that.
I've no doubt that some politician is going to come and claim the credit, and I hope give you the facilities you need. But I hope as well that we all remember that actually you guys had to wait for Kelly to win the gold medal to get this, and we need to really reassess what it is that we value. Like, we should value sports clubs at grassroots level way more than we do, and we should be giving them the facilities. And it shouldn't be a competition between you guys and Shelbourne. You should both have the same facilities, and you should both have access to it. And that's what the problem is. We're afraid that we're going to lose that young girl to Shelbourne, because she's going to turn around to her own mother or father and say, listen, I'm not going down to that boxing club. I have to queue up to use toilets, or I have to go home to have a shower. And where she's most comfortable up in Shelbourne, and she's getting showers and lovely toilets and all. And we just want to have the same. That's all. We don't want to have anything better. We just want to have the same, and we just want to be able to take young kids in. As I says, we're all volunteers. We want to spend our time. Like, how good would it be for the coaches to see a young girl coming up through the ranks at Corinthians Boxing Club and lifting the medal? It doesn't matter what colour medal it is, but lifting the medal up. Like, how proud would we be? Like, we don't get any money for it. We don't want any money. But it's fantastic to see what Kelly has done for the whole area. It's unbelievable. Well, listen, Stephen, we wish you the very best of luck, and we might check in again sooner rather than later to see how you're getting on, because I've no doubt. So we're going to clip this and we're going to put it out in social media, and we'll tag all the politicians and go, what are you doing about this? And this will become a story over the next while, and hopefully somebody will answer quickly and say, we're going to get the facilities in, and we're going to do it sooner rather than later. But we're going to check in just to make sure that they follow up on their promises, because it's
and
not...
lads, you're more than welcome to come down to the club and have a look around, and we'll throw a couple of pads on you and do a couple of rounds, which is no problem.
Happily. I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
Stephen, good stuff. Thanks a million. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's Stephen Molloy there, boxing coach in Corinthians Boxing Club in the North Inner City, where of course Kellie Harrington got her start. And I don't know, it seems ridiculous that these stories happen. So the exact same thing happened in Bray in 2012. There was no shower facilities for the women, and then it was like, oh, you've got a gold medalist, you can have a shower now, lads. Well done, you've delivered for us. But the point is that it's a Hunger Games when it comes to funding in Irish sport, where we do put all of the clubs up against each other, and it's the clubs who can fill out the forms the best who get the money, not the clubs who deserve it the most. We gave money to a private school for their pitch because it suited the sports minister at the time, because he was able to go, yeah, this is great, I am legend, I am the man who delivered this money for this school and this hockey pitch. When actually
didn't end up getting him a seat, as it actually turned out.
Yeah, there were some other issues as well, I'm sure. But like it is Hunger Games when it comes to funding in our sport, and that's wrong. We can't continue to do that. We need to look at okay, so I can give this crowd here a toilet and that will improve things a little bit. Like, yeah, I think we can probably afford to do that, but we don't have our priorities correct.
How can you game the system the best is how you end up getting your hands on the money, and it is a really, really tough system, and it is one that favours those who have the political connections. Literally, you can trace it back as the story as old as time, certainly in this century so far, with regards to sports ministers in their own constituencies.